Denver's ultimate backyard escape, Winter Park. Just a quick drive or train ride from the city, this Colorado icon delivers everything you'd expect. Epic bowls, scenic mogul runs, and yes, those infamous crowds. But hang tight, because I'll guide you through the mountain's secrets, from the best routes to conquer the Cirque Bowl to the hidden après ski spots, and a local lodging gym you won't find in any guidebooks. Ready to see what makes Winter Park a must-visit? Let's get started. To get to Winter Park, you fly into Denver International Airport. From there, you can take a shuttle or drive. It's about an hour and a half to the actual village. Be aware, I-70 has horrible traffic and it can take much longer. There's also a train that runs on the weekends from Denver Union Station to the village. The trip leaves Denver at 7 o'clock and drops you off at the village at 9 o'clock. The return trip leaves at 4:30 and tickets are $40 one way. Coming in from the city of Winter Park, the first thing you'll see is the village. Here's a nice view of the entire mountain and area. Here's a look at the Winter Park ski area that is the busiest part of the mountain. Come over, here's the second most popular part, Mary Jane. Come up from there a little bit and you see the famous Cirque and Parson Bowl. Here's a look at Eagle Wind that has some good tree skiing. And finally, Vasquez Ridge. The stats for Winter Park are impressive for all levels of skiers. With 8% beginner runs, 18% intermediate, 19% advanced, and 52% most difficult, plus 3% expert. Winter Park has something for everyone. The lift system consists of 3 six-packs, 1 gondola, 6 express quads, 3 triples, and 6 doubles, with 3,081 skiable acres. The peak elevation is 12,060 feet, and the base sits at 9,000 feet, creating a vertical drop of 3,060 feet, all fueled by an annual snowfall of 344 inches. I like to split the mountain up into 5 areas: Winter Park, Mary Jane, and Parsons Bowl, the Cirque, Eagle Wind, and Vasquez Ridge. Let's begin with Winter Park. This part of the mountain is perfect for intermediate and beginner skiers. The resort has invested in keeping lines moving with a gondola, 2 express quads, and numerous triples and doubles. There's even a couple advanced runs to add some spice. All runs lead back to the village, and vacation skiers will feel like they found heaven. If you're ready to kick it up a notch, head to Mary Jane. It's known for long intermediate and advanced runs, with trees sprinkled in for a challenge. It also has 3 express chairs and other standard chairs to help with lines in this popular area. After a day lapping these runs, you'll sleep like a rock. Now, if you look up, you'll see Parson Bowl, the best bowl I've found for intermediate to advanced skiers. A little ridge skiing gets you some of the mountain's best tree runs. If you're looking for extremes, stop at Parsons Peak and start hiking towards Vasquez Cirque to reach the crown jewel of Winter Park, the Cirque. It isn't always open, but when it is, take the hike. Sometimes a free cat ride shortens the walk. After talking to a patroller who just happened to be locating an injured skier, because that's always comforting, I chose a run he assured me had no cliff drops. The chute I picked was Certainty, but it should have been called Screw It, because that's exactly how I felt. The frightening part was skiing over the ridge, but fresh snow and perfect turns made it worth it. The base of the bowl gets tighter with trees and narrow gullies, adding to the thrill. After conquering the Cirque, make your way to Eagle Wind. This area, a paradise for tree skiers, has tight lines and steep terrain serviced by an old-school triple chair. It's a reliable spot for most difficult terrain. Don't overlook Vasquez Ridge, where skiers of all levels will find something fun. You can carve turns here that feel like a game of Plinko on The Price is Right. With 2 express quads, the area will keep everyone satisfied. On the mountain, you'll find a range of food options, from chili dogs to classic lodges. Lunch Rock at Mary Jane has everything from a cafeteria to a cozy corner bar. Want a spot with more character? Head to Sunspot, where classic ski lodge vibes are in full swing. For families, there's Snowasis, a modern lodge with tons of seating, perfect for the busiest days. Out of all the bars on the mountain, the club car at the base of Mary Jane is my favorite. Walking in, I felt right at home. The bar is long, wooden, and cozy, like a scene from Cheers. All it needs is a ski bum version of Norm and Cliff Clavin. If the walls could talk, I'm sure they'd have some good stories. For a quicker snack, there's the family favorite Waffle Cabin. And then there's the Chili Hut, a place so many people recommended to me. Apparently, I look like the kind of guy who loves chili dogs. They're not wrong, but I'm more of a tater tot nachos guy. I was lucky parking near the Cabriolet, which makes getting to the village easy. Parking will cost you $20 a day in the village. One thing I loved was the helpful staff under the giant question mark signs. I want to get up to the Cirque.
Okay.
What's the little rundown on how to get there?
So, go down through the village to the gondola. Go on the Cirque sled and take it over there.
Well, thanks a lot, Bill.
Okay.
Shout out to Bill, whose advice was spot on. In the village, there's a good mix of bars and restaurants. The Trailblazer, at the base of the gondola, has a cozy bar that fills up fast. Then there's Sun Dog Tap Room, the second most recommended place to me besides the Chili Hut. Not sure what that says about me. The Vertical Bistro and Tap House has a more refined feel, perfect for anyone preferring wine over a classic ski town bar. And if you're not into fancy, there's Stoney's, the laid-back ski bum spot on the mountain. For the hidden gem, check out the A-Frame Club Grill. It was the last dive bar on the mountain, but has recently been updated in all the right ways. The place has a cozy bar, a 1970s inspired lounge, and even rentable luxury A-frames. Check this place out if you're staying the night. You won't regret it. Speaking of lodging, you can stay in a typical 3-star hotel like the Best Western in the town of Winter Park for around a couple $100 a night. The actual town is 10 minutes from the slopes. On-mountain options start at $500 plus, and I'll leave a link in the description below with lodging details. Winter Park is great for beginners and intermediate skiers. But with its proximity to Denver, expect crowds and lines. Expert skiers will love the Cirque, though it takes time to access, with one run costing you at least 2 hours. The skiing is an 8 out of 10. The après scene is solid, with a boardwalk, village, and lodges that rival top resorts. You'll find plenty of places to eat, drink, and gear up. But at the end of the day, the curated village lacks a bit of soul. Après ski scores an 8 out of 10. You'll have a blast, but expect to wait for a seat at the bar. The views are expansive and beautiful, though not as dramatic as A-Basin or Copper Mountain nearby. They're still impressive. I'm giving the views an 8 out of 10. Overall, Winter Park scores an 8 out of 10. It has everything a skier could ask for, but they could improve on lift capacity and expert access. This resort is classic Colorado. Busy, but worth it. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Every bit helps. And check out my last review of A-Basin if you haven't already. Thanks again, and see you on the slopes.